Yeah, so you might want to tell J-Mart to take down his league announcement message because slightly confusing, but never mind. You know what?
Jared appears to be asking for music suggestions in his in the spectator chat.
How about Walt Disney's "It's a Small World" looped
It's
on repeat?
as if he was going through the ride.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Have
Like
you
the whole
have you
game.
ever been on the ride before?
I have actually. Yeah, it was
Okay.
terrifying.
Yeah, it's I don't know if it still exists. I haven't been on it in a while, just because I have like vague memories of not enjoying it too much.
Pretty racist, Dan. I'm not gonna lie. it's, it's like all these racial stereotypes fashioned into like wooden dolls and then like paraded around for entitled white
It
people.
is,
I don't
you
know.
know.
And yeah, it's the happiest part of my childhood that I can remember. What does that say?
It's the happiest part of childhood you can remember. The happiest part of your childhood is rampant racial stereotypes. You're like a
I was too
young,
young to realize what racial stereotype was at that age, Dan.
like a young Hitler Youth over here.
And ironic considering my Jewish heritage. I actually have always despised that ride. Even as a child, I found it incredibly annoying.
It is. I mean, it's definitely very obnoxious, especially if you get stuck somewhere. Then you just have to
Yeah,
listen to it for an extra like 2 to 3 times on repeat. So
yeah. Because it's not a long song, is it? It's a very short song.
no,
They just
well, I think it actually has several verses because I remember as a child, I had like a Disney like songbook for like piano, and so it had a lot of songs in there, and it's a small world's on there, so you have stuff. It's got multiple verses. It has more verses than you think, but they all
I
just sound
see.
exactly the same. And then the only thing you can remember is just the chorus, the obnoxious chorus. I'm not gonna sing it for the stream.
Actually, finding someone that's heard every verse of A Small World is like akin to finding someone that's like read the entirety of the Quran or something. Actually, that's actually probably lot more common than people that have heard.
No, I'm sure that's actually very common too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so how about
I think actually someone who knows all the verses to Don McLean's American Pie.
okay,
That song is
that's
also very long too. That song is incredibly long. And then people only really know the chorus of that song as well. But then it actually has like 6 or 7 verses, and they all sound exactly the same.
he's got a running time of about 45 minutes, if I'm not mistaken.
Quite, yes. Okay, so Demagogue's in here, so let's go ahead and start taking a look at the deck list. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is the finals for March Madness, guys. If you are watching this, this was our tournament that we ran in March, over the course of March. But it's not April, and so, as such, we are wrapping up with the top cut, and the finals here is between Demagogue and MoZi. So these guys are no strangers to the L5R scene. Posted link might not work in League Media. Okay, that's weird.
Yeah, so because you
Oh,
put
okay, I
an
put an
exclamation
exclamation point.
mark at the
Oops.
end, yeah, that's not that's not.
There we go. I put a space now. So there we go. I got it. I got it fixed.
Hey, it's working. He just needed to add a space.
I needed to add a space. Yes. So there we go. Now we should get some more viewers in here. So let's go ahead and talk about the deck list now that we got through that. So I'm gonna start with MoZi's deck list. I don't know if you have these pulled up or not, but if you're looking at my stream, you can probably see it too. So this is MoZi's Berserker deck. It's called
Wait.
MoZi and Action Johnny's Berserker deck.
Wait. Credit where credit is due, my friend. This
Okay.
didn't just magically come out of Mosey's mind.
I'm sorry. Well, one of these people is in the finals, and the other one is sitting here in the booth with me. So just saying.
Hey, I'm technically in the finals as well, as are you.
We're not in the finals. We're on the outside looking in. So
We're on the perimeter of the finals, staring inwards. There you are.
well, as someone who has been an engineer on this deck, let me pick your brain a little bit about what's going on here. So obviously there's berserkers, right? And
Yeah.
you have your Yakumo, you have your Crisis Breaker, and you have your new guy, the Butcher on the Fall. And talk to me about this card. Why is this card so amazing?
because because its text is basically a very convoluted way of saying covert their entire board. So when I was reading this, because I think we can all agree that the writing on it is atrocious. Like how they've actually written this rule is ridiculous. Like it's just this could have been written so much more simply. But I, for some reason, wrongly as a cost. So people of like a certain cost can't defend. Right?
Right.
And then I looked at it again and I was like, oh my God, it's printed military.
Yes.
So I think there's about 5 cards in the game that have printed military higher than 5.
There's a few, but yes, it's very rare that you actually see them in the wild as defenders, especially.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's Casado, it's Satori, it's like some of the big 6 drops, like the bird and the siege army and Champions of Yomi and whatever else. But other than that, really, there's not many. So he just covert entire boards. But really, my favorite part of this deck, and it's a card that I've been waiting to come into relevance for ages, is the Wicked Tetsubo.
Yes, and
because now
that card is absolutely insane.
Tetsubo was always going to be insanely strong. It just needed enough bodies to actually carry it, and it's taken 2 cycles to get there, but here we are.
Yeah, and it's something that I've been trying to squeeze into line somehow. We do have as many berserkers as you guys do, at least playable ones, but it's still kind of difficult. They're not great, and they're definitely not Butcher of the Fallen, right, or Crisis Breaker.
No.
So
no, yeah, there's those 2, and Yakumo as well is a really exceptional character. It's weird. It's weird how he hasn't historically been very popular.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when he got previewed. It was always one of those cards that we were like, oh man, he seems very good, but at the time, the crab deck was just so tight that it was impossible to fit him in, and he didn't really synergize with the whole Watch Commander strategy too, right?
So he didn't. All right, so we see the game has already started. These guys aren't fucking around. They don't care about deck introductions.
Yeah, I was gonna go into it more, but obviously they have started with the game, so I want to go ahead and talk about the gameplay a little bit. Dynasty buys, we see a Caillou Envoy. We see a student of Anatomies come out from this Shinsei's Last Hope. How do you like this province so far?
I think this province is fucking amazing. This province seems so unfairly strong compared to the rest of the Eminent ones.
Yeah, I mean, look at the student. The student of Anatomies came out for free with 3 fate on him because of the fact that it costs 2 less because of Shinsei's Last Hope. And it comes out Dishonored. Oh, wow, But at the same time, it's a 0 glory dude. You don't really care about losing the honor. I guess it's maybe against Scorpion, but if you can, if you find yourself in a matchup where honor doesn't matter as much, then it's really not a downside whatsoever.
It's not like Crab or sporting high glory, so and you can build your deck so the maximum glory you have is 1 on any character, so it's not really much of a penalty. Especially when you can do things like he's done there, put 3 fate on it, so that Dishonored token isn't even going to matter for a minimum currently of full turns.
Right. Shoot asking, Dema does not run Assassination? No, I don't think so. We can take a look at the list, actually, real quick while they're doing this Resto conflict.
That he does not run Assassination.
Yeah. So we've seen this deck already. If you guys watched the London Legion online tournament a couple weeks ago, then you've already seen this happen. You've already seen this deck in action, rather. There are no assassinations. There's no space for assassination. The fact that he can only fit 1 Void Fist is already telling enough of how little space there is in the deck. But it's a deck centered around New Mitsu. The idea is to get his effect off as many times as possible, using Way of the Dragon and using Yakuni, and just doing all kind of stuff with ring effects and just completely outvaluing your opponent.
Yeah. And speaking of New Mitsu, we can see that there's a Mitsu sat on this Restoration of Balance right here.
Yes, and so that's where Jared's going to attack first. MoZi's going to attack into this Resto with this Caillou Envoy, who is currently a 2 because he's got that Kuni Lab steroid pump.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of would be looking to get rid of that if I'm Jared.
Yeah,
also, you don't want to lose 4 or 5 cards.
Yeah, there are obviously going to be more copies of Mitsu out there, but at the same time, if you can get rid of one of them, that's one extra thing that you don't have to deal with, or one less chance of him getting Mitsu. And this deck
Yeah.
literally thrives on having Mitsu out.
Yeah, it doesn't really do a huge amount if you don't get the. I mean, you can do it without the Mitsu, but it doesn't have the sort of bonkers ring triggering shenanigans without it. So, pretty important character.
All right, chat asking for the deck list. I can pull that up in a second. I'll post them in the chat.
Yep, all right, good shout. Standoff right now between this Doom Shigenja and Kaio Envoy. Each considering the match to come. Okay, Demagogue just whips out a saucy policy debate. And that's going to be a good one for him. He's going to probably go for... Ooh, the let go is really relevant. It's either the let go or the way of the crab, I think you're going to pick here.
Yeah.
I can imagine Demagogue going to go for the let go. That would be my gut guess here. Would be surprised. I guess I wouldn't be too surprised, but I'd be surprised. He chooses assassination. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I guess assassination will...
Yeah, that sets up the way of the crab,
Right.
I guess. So, yeah. So, and also there's another 2 copies of Way of the Crab, so it makes a little bit more sense. So actually, yeah, the weakness of that's a great hand for MoZi. Less so now, but the weakness of Demagogue's deck is that it does tend to eat a dick to Way of the Crab.
Yeah, any of those like
And if
target
you-
kill effects are pretty hard for the deck to deal with. And specifically Noble Sacrifice and Way of the Crab, right? Because those happen outside of conflicts, and you can't use that high
Yeah.
light immunity to protect you.
A High House of Light, I don't think actually protects you from Way of the Crab anyway.
Yeah, it wouldn't. Yeah, so.
I, but at least it will protect you from the assassination in combat or something like that,
Correct.
right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's just I guess that's just another weight off his mind. Still, he will not be able to play just this Mitsu without eating the way next turn, unless he's got a.
Yeah, so we see Defend Your Honor come out on this bonsai now, and
Yeah, I think maybe we'll see a second policy debate here then. What do you think?
I think it's possible. So if his starting hand was 3 duels, that's pretty solid. Okay, so interesting bit here. So there was a chance, I guess, for MoZi to go ahead and just bid low and start to try to tank Demagogue's honor a little bit.
Actually, there was a lovely little bit of bidding mind games there. It was a 2 to 3 bid. Oh, we see a second defender on it here. Okay, so now I guess Dema's gonna bid to win this. That means that
now these recruit a little bit of honor.
Yeah. So I guess MoZi can just. I feel like Dema will bid 1. He'll get the read on this maybe. Maybe it's a 2 bid now or 3, or maybe they bid 3, 4.
Oh, they both bid 5. Okay.
Fantastic.
All right. Well, that's
Yeah,
2 Defend Your Honors down though now for Demagogue, which is actually kind of a lot to spend on this one conflict. But I guess he really wants to protect this Mitsu here.
Yeah, exactly. I feel, but I don't understand how he can protect the Mitsu here, unless he's got Return the Offense. That's the only way I can see this Mitsu not dying.
Right, because he has to have a way to get rid of the student enemies too.
This student is just breaking as is at the minute.
Correct.
So he needs to be able to allow this this Doom Shigenja to carry on participating in conflicts.
Yeah, and so let's take a look back at MoZi's hand. So he has, as we see, the assassination is gone, the bonsai is gone. So he has Fight On, Fine Katana, 2 rebuilds, a Let Go, Way of the Crab, and Wicked Tetsubo. None of these are really going to help him if Demagogue has a way to boost himself up here.
I really think I would have bid 1 on that second Defend Your Honor there.
Oh, actually, hold on, wait. MoZi does have another Kuni Lab in his discard, so he can rebuild that whenever he needs.
So rebuild rebuild is doing something. Not a huge amount this turn. Okay, so MoZi really wants to win this water ring because he's going to get 2 keepers.
Seal the dragon.
Oh, interesting. Are we going to see the 1 Void Fist here? No, surely not.
It just seems like a lot of resources being spent by Demagogue for this one.
Okay, I see why he wants to win though, because he can't return the offense on the water ring.
Correct.
Right? Yeah, because it will just get bowed by the water ring. So okay, he's not gonna. He's actually needs a Void Fist here just to stop this ring trigger or anything that adds military skill.
Yeah. Also, the 2 keepers. Chat's pointing out too. 2 keepers is pretty big.
Yeah, and we see a let go come down on fine katana. Oh my days. Oh my days. We've got to see the return the offense now. We've got to see it. If Demagogue can style out this whole turn with return the offense,
that's pretty much the only way for him to do it at this point. So yeah, that explains why he would take the assassination here too.
It doesn't make any sense because MoZi does not blow the way of the crab because that will just lose him the ring.
Right.
And we also don't see. Okay, so we don't see return the offense either. I think actually, if I'm MoZi, if I see the return the offense there, I just instantly wear the crab.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, and then you just go and you claim the water ring again, and you get the 2 keepers that way. Actually, do you know what? There's an argument for still doing that.
I think you would do that, yeah.
Yeah, you just wear the crab, your envoy. You let the water ring fizzle, and then you go back and you get the water ring with this guy, the student of anatomies.
Right.
Okay. Right. Well, restoration of balance is now in the break zone. Both players have spent a lot of cards in that first conflict. Very weird conflict to invest in that, but I do see the issue for Demagogue.
Oh, he put a hawk tattoo on. Okay.
Hey.
So I guess we're gonna see Void Fist here.
This has got to be the Void Fist.
And we know MoZi doesn't have a conflict character or anything like that, so.
He's gonna eat the Void Fist if Demagogue has it. If Demagogue has it, that's an insane starting hand.
Right.
But
And
he's
so
had to play the entire hand.
Oh, let go on Seal the Dragon. Okay.
Oh, that's so big! That's one of my favorite tricks. Fantastic. Oh yeah, so Arash knows all too well how much it sucks getting the seal let go after playing 2 cards. That feels big to me. That feels like a very important let go.
Yeah, so he does get that Earth Ring off, and he breaks the Restoration. And
I think that's one of those things that it feels slightly bad in the moment, but actually I think that was a really clutch let go.
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much if Demagogue's allowed to go into the next turn with 6 Fate and Mitsu available, I think that's almost pretty much game over for MoZi. So getting rid of this immediately is very, very important.
Yeah, okay, well that could actually have been the conflict that decides the game there. Yeah. It's a little early to call that, but we will see.
Yeah, we do see Mantra of Fire was discarded from the Earth Ring, which means that we could, that last card could very well still be Void Fist. I think it has to be, right?
I'm pretty certain that it has to be. I think we have to assume at this point that Demagogue's last card is Void Fist.
Right.
Because you're not gonna play that line as a bluff,
are you? No, he flipped a Mitsu. He flipped another Mitsu.
Well, I mean, that is it. Oh, we see Season of War doesn't matter though. It's actually okay here because he can't buy Mitsu straight away because it's just gonna get way at the crowd, right? So he has to buy something else, and then MoZi has to Seasons of War.
Yeah, I think you absolutely have to do it here.
Yeah. So it's pretty big that there's Season of War on both sides. Well, we will see. I mean, I'm not like super I'm not super bothered about having to trade 4 fate to kill that Mitsu. You're still trading up there. Right, so he plays the swordsmith, and now I'm surely, if Jared has any sense, he has the Season of War here.
Yeah, I'm now. He does have some pretty juicy stuff. I mean, he can buy this Crisis Breaker, and that's pretty juicy. But I think you know how this deck works already. You know that it needs Mitsu to function. So I think if you are MoZi,
there's one choice here. There's one line here, as far as I'm concerned. There's like. Well, there's 2 lines. Okay. There's the we go. You did.
We're gonna do it. Spin the wheel.
Yeah. Spin the fucking wheel. Boom.
Okay.
And he gets another Season of War.
He does get another Season of War, though that's not super relevant in this situation. I guess he can just do it again. Did he get another Kuni Lab? So that's all 3 Kuni Labs right there. Yeah.
That's pretty good for him. So I think you just buy the Vanguard Warrior, and then you just bank Fate for a turn, and get ready to like. I guess get whacked.
Yeah, but we are going to see Tadakatsu come down in the process. So
absolutely, I would expect nothing less.
That should help slow the game down long enough for Demagogue to hopefully get to his 3rd Mitsu.
Because the student of anatomy is here, so he's going to need to find a cloud first.
Oh, that is true. Yes. So I mean, he does have the swordsmith though, so he could search for it. We did see the Let Go burned already on that. That's the Seal of the Dragon, so...
Yeah, so Let Go may be one of the most important conflict cards this game, and we've seen 2 played, 1 on each side.
And Shinsei giving Jared this free Vanguard Warrior.
Yep. Nothing like a free Vanguard Warrior of Shinsei's last hope. Oh man, that Season of War was super clutch. Just so I can dispel any accusations of bias, I'm a massive fan of both of these decks, and I'm a big fan of both these players as well. Yes, I like Crab a bit more than I like Dragon, but just excited to see the game get played, TBH.
Yeah, MoZi going with the 4-bit here. I don't totally understand the purpose. He likes to do that a lot, but...
Yeah, Jared just likes to whittle down honor, like... And it's actually a fair enough tactic, because essentially that 1 honor just goes to fueling the lab, right?
Right.
So it's almost like you spend a card to give your board 1/1, but without the downside. I guess a card or an honor, whatever you want to call it. Okay. 8 to 10 here. Demagogue able to regain a little bit of that big card gap through a storehouse and a swordsmith trigger. Well, I guess actually Student of Anatomy is kind of not great right now, because the only conflict characters Jared is on is 3 Tattooed Wanderers.
Right, yeah, so he doesn't actually have anything to sacrifice to blink this Tadakatsu. It's also not super relevant to blink it currently. There's no ring that you really need in this given point. Obviously, exactly. Water would be nice, right? But
yeah, he is super lucky to have seen Kuni Lab on the same province twice. Yeah, see, it's starting. The bin is starting to look pretty good for MoZi. He's got 2 more labs in there. He's got 2 keepers. Just another rebuild.
Demagogue choosing the pass here. Yeah, I expected him to not really do anything at all until it's time for Mitsu.
He's got 1 more copy of Mitsu left in the deck, and he's gonna have to just be ready to draw that, I guess, and hope that it isn't in the bottom 4 cards. To be honest, though, the Jigoku algorithm generally tends to put copies of the same cards together, so it's probably okay.
Chat saying, let Demagogue attack first on water. Well, I don't think Demagogue's actually going to attack ever, because of the fact that MoZi can just go ahead and choose water. So I think he's literally just going to sit here. And I think both players actually might just end up sitting here doing nothing. It's just too risky to attack right now because there's very little chance of you actually winning this conflict, the water conflict at least.
Yeah. Yeah, Tadakatsu, the game crawler. All right, okay. So,
Blank
I,
Blank Tadakatsu was student before last conflict. Well, he doesn't. Again, he doesn't really have anything to sacrifice. He can sacrifice the Vanguard Warrior, but that's you'd rather use the Vanguard Warrior to sacrifice himself.
okay, so MoZi's going all in water here.
Well, he's not going to be able to go water. I think Demagogue is trying to pick water for him, or I don't actually know when it triggers Goku. I don't remember the timing for that.
You have to declare a conflict. You basically choose to declare a conflict, and at that point, Tadakatsu kicks in. He does declare a conflict, and it's again shameful, which is not really doing a huge amount here. It's giving a difference of 2.
And we are going to see all in defense here from Demagogue.
I got to assume there's a return the defense in there, a return the offense in there.
Maybe. Still, it still seems pretty risky for him to choose water for this conflict to be, though.
Yeah, that is risky, but he could have just drawn into a bunch of like hurricane punches and banzais and stuff.
Yeah, that's possible for sure. We do know that MoZi still has another rebuild, so he can rebuild one of those Kuni labs.
He can. I imagine we'll see a policy debate come down pretty quickly here.
Gomsh is asking, "Are you hearing Johnny or Dan? Can you all hear us right now?" Okay, it seems like Shaq can hear us, so I don't know what's going on for you, Gomsh.
Cool. Yeah, cool. Tenorim. Hey, there's a name I haven't seen in a while. How you doing, Tenorim?
All right, so some action going on here. Here's Watch Commander. So Watch Commander actually is pretty good against this deck, right? The fact that you have to play so many cards in conflict means that you're going to get taxed by Watch Commander pretty heavily.
Your win condition is play 5 cards. And there's a second Watch Commander there.
Oh my god, yeah. So you are not going to be playing any cards in this conflict.
I mean, you are just losing 25% of your current honor total every time there.
25% is a lot. And so here's Rebuild coming out with the Season of War.
Boom. Yikes. This is starting to feel like a Pound Town kind of game.
Yeah.
Is everyone got their tickets?
Tickets to Pound Town?
We're all boarding the train to Pound Town. Has everyone got their seats allocated and everything? I personally hope it isn't a Pound Town kind of game. I much prefer games that have a little bit of ebb and flow to them.
Yeah, and one of the unfortunate parts for Demagogue is that he had to burn that Let Go on that Fine Katana earlier.
I actually really didn't like that Let Go.
I mean, like, you have to know... You saw his hand, so like you know exactly what he can do to combat you. So you might as well just let that katana rock and then go from there. You knew that you weren't going to win that last conflict.
He stopped the keepers, but how relevant is that now? Like how different does this turn look from stopping those keepers?
Right.
You know.
So here's a Let Go on Watch Commander, but we see a Defender Honor come out, so it will be 5. That would be
6.
6-6.
Hey.
So now we get to see some big trickeration here.
Maybe a 3-2 here.
Who's going to do 3 and who's going to do 2?
I think MoZi will do 3. Then we'll do 2.
Okay. Oh, we see 4-1. Okay.
Okay, I would definitely All right, and then they're both back down to 9. Happy days.
Yeah, I think if you're Demagogue, you have to bid to win here. I think you go ahead and bid 5. It's very risky, right? But
It's just
I think getting rid of the Watch Commander now is probably maybe more beneficial.
Yeah, it is rough though. It is rough. I don't think I would have bid 4 to that. I would have bid 2 or 3, but who knows? That's all 3 defend your honors. But oh no, sorry, no. That's I'm getting mixed up. That's 1 of MoZi's defend your honors. Hey, so Void Fist sends Oushi home.
Yeah, this does end up pretty costly for Demagogue. He lost a lot of honor in the process. He lost another let go, and both of the Watch Commanders are still there. So he needs to find a way to get rid of these. Otherwise, he is just going to be Dunzo.
Yeah, 2 let goes down. His only copy of Void Fist down. I am not seeing a way to stand here. It's just solo breaking shameful right now. And there's nothing the Demagogue can do about that if he has it, I believe.
Okay, yeah, this is Tessin.
Even better, we've got the elegant Tessin. Yikes. This fucking student is on a rampage.
Yeah, it was free too. Let me point that out. It had 3 fate on it, so it's going to be sticking around for a while. It has yet to use its ability, so if you're MoZi, I think I consider using the Vanguard Warrior here. Or not using the Vanguard Warrior, but rather using the Vanguard Warrior to student the Tadakatsu, so that way you can just go ahead and go in on air.
This is interesting.
Why did you choose air to go here?
Because the ring I would have chosen for MoZi. I probably would have chosen fire there.
Yeah, absolutely would have gone for fire.
Yeah, not super crazy on that. All right, well, either way, it's done. We see another 2 on a get ping for Dema. So I'm assuming we're going into the bid 1 phase of the game now. Iron Mind saves the Vanguard Warrior. That's probably good. He keeps both mines. Breaks to 1. A Crisis Breaker showing up on the last hope as well. Yakumo not great buy right now. So I imagine we'll see this Crisis Breaker get bought for absolutely oh my god! And on the other side is abysmal for Demagogue.
Yeah, he found the 1x Emperor, which is not what you want to see here at all.
I mean, that Emperor actually is online.
Is it? Oh yeah, I guess you're right.
The Emperor actually isn't an ordinary buy here, and that means he's going to get the favor. Okay, this is interesting.
Oh, there's a cloud. Nice. So we can get a cloud out on this.
Wait, hold on. Student of Anatomies. Okay, so that's something. So now he can buy the Emperor.
He can buy the Emperor and he can buy the Mystic, and I think he might be able to stall this out long enough. Potentially, we'll see.
That's a big board on Demagogue's side there. Sorry, on MoZi's side.
Okay, yeah, there's
down.
Emperor.
He absolutely okay. So a real tech play here is it really just comes down to how many Cloud the Mines is in Demagogue's hands, right? And if MoZi can find another let go. Wait, he can't blank the Emperor anyway because the Emperor can just redirect that.
You're right.
So yeah, I think you just don't really care. I think actually this Emperor doesn't really do anything apart from bow a guy. So he's just paid a lot.
Yeah. Well, bow a guy is still pretty good, but
yeah, it's not.
I don't know if it's enough. We'll see.
Yeah, so okay, so he's basically just dumped 8 fate and a bow. Well, that's so bad.
Can you redirect the Wicked Tetsubo?
Let's read the fucking card. I don't know. You want to hover over? I'll hover over Emperor. When when an opponent triggers an ability that chooses one or more targets, you choose these targets instead. All right, and then we'll just go quickly over to
Okay.
Wicked
It says
Tetsubo.
it says choose a defending character, so you can pick
Okay.
somebody else with it.
I mean, you can pick somebody else if you have multiple defenders.
Right.
That's how that's going to work. Cool. All right. We see a 1 to a 3 bid there. Interesting. Emperor can redirect. It looks like it's currently just the student. Nothing else really worked.
Okay. Yeah, pretty much. So we see a 3-bit from Demagogue here.
He kind of has to, right? He can't like not have cards.
Right.
That swordsmith has fired its last time. I suppose if you're MoZi here, you just keep putting the 2 watch commanders into offensive conflicts.
Right. So Demagogue can go ahead and bow. No. Well.
Can't do anything currently. It has to be in a conflict.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awkward. Awkward. A little awkward there.
Oh, it does work on Vanguard Warrior, so that's something. So you, if MoZi tries to use the Vanguard Warrior, you can put the fate on the Emperor or something like that.
Okay, that's nice. Or even better on his swordsmith. So, how does it work? So with Way of the Crab, you're choosing. You don't choose your character, do you? You choose. You choose You choose the player, don't you?
Yes.
Okay, so MoZi uses Student of Anatomies, I'm guessing, to blank the Vanguard Warrior. Yeah. And then
he blanks the Yaski. Okay.
Yeah, I don't like that use of Student there. I think I probably wear the Crab there. As that's just, I feel like that works the way I think it does. Let me just double check.
I don't think it does. Perhaps not.
Yeah, so Emperor doesn't work on Way of the Crab. Action: sacrifice friendly crab character. Choose an opponent. So yeah, it would only work in a multiplayer game.
Correct. Okay, so we're gonna see Duelist Training now come out on Tadakatsu.
Yeah.
Demagogue right now is sort of forced to pre-play a lot of stuff, just because he can't afford to play anything in conflicts.
Yeah, no, that's exactly correct. We see this Tadakatsu is now an 8-3.
Which I almost feel like that's what the Student of Anatomies is at this point.
You know what? Actually, MoZi's just being super patient with this Way of the Crab. He's going to Way of the Crab with his Yasuki at the end of this turn, and he's gonna hit either Hante or Tadakatsu, unless there's a policy debate. But he's feeling debate into 2 watch commanders feels really, really bad. So especially when that conflict is airing. The political 13 here on upholding authority, which you're probably actually not super duper bummed about. What's the other one? Rebels? Oh no, you definitely wanted to find Rebels.
Yes,
there.
absolutely.
No, okay, this is the absolute worst thing he could have hit.
Yeah, so now he can go ahead and strip.
I'm doing all this.
He can strip the Way of the Crab now if he breaks this.
Yes, he can. I mean, it was a 50-50 chance, right? So you had to give this a go. So now I think we'll see the Yasuki get bowed by the Emperor.
Well, no. Well, the Yasuki still has to be participating.
I thought only the Emperor. Oh, sorry, no, it's only a participating character. Right, sorry.
Yeah, so any of these things can get bad. Probably like the Oishi or the Student of Anatomies. The Student of Anatomies is the most political in the conflict currently.
I actually just don't think he cares. Okay, he is actually defending this. Interesting.
Yeah, and so Tadakatsu can actually bow one of these things out.
I actually don't super care if I'm Jared about Vect. Okay, I think I had 100%. I just want to protect my way of the crab to the end of this turn.
Yeah, and I think if you're Demagogue, unless you already had the policy debate in hand, um, you probably just want to go ahead and provide minimal defense to this. Maybe you can defend with Tadakatsu and just duel for the card.
Yeah, or alternatively, just defend with the Mystic and save Tadakatsu for the military. Either way, whatever. I think your line is actually better there. Defend, duel for a card. Oh, maybe he's going to send the Tadakatsu home with favorable ground.
Yeah, he can do that also, but
Can use duelist training, bow, go home. It still happens.
we're at
Maybe he just wants to win it. That is also another option that we haven't considered.
he could potentially just win it. All right, so two defenders here, Swordsmith and Tadakatsu. Here's duelist training. Going to go ahead and try to bow the Student of Anatomies. Yeah, MoZi's just going to let it get bowed here. We'll see the card draw. Emperor will probably go ahead and bow one of these other characters out. Oh, okay. There's a Wicked Tetsubo coming out on the Crisis Breaker.
Nice.
So now, if you're Demagogue, maybe you consider mysticking it. I guess it just depends on how much you care about this conflict.
It's gonna have to get Mystic, right? Because I think actually he has to maybe win this, right? Because otherwise he's got 2 Watch Commanders on his stronghold next turn. Way out of that for him.
Yeah, and he's going to need a way to get rid of at least one of them if he wants any chance of winning this. Although giving him Air Wing again really does not seem like the best idea. You're going to put yourself in a really, really bad situation, and every honor counts once there's this many Watch Commanders out.
I feel like we're going to see a play where he's got no fate, actually. Sorry, ignore me. I was hoping that we'd see a play where he clouds his own Tadakatsu to then swing back on Void.
That would be nice, but yeah, he does not have any fate.
Yeah, so that's rough. Okay, so actually, then I think if he can't trigger a Void Ring this turn, that is awkward. That's pretty bad.
All right, and here is the Wicked Setsubu on Tadakatsu. We're gonna see him run away. Emperor can go ahead and bow Oishi, and that'll take it down to. Oh my god, another Wicked Setsubu. Well. Well.
It's irrelevant now. Okay, so where the crab is not going to get used
right.
this turn.
It's going to get taken by the Upholding Authority.
Yeah, that's fine. MoZi is not interested. He's just going to go for the break.
Yeah, so 2x fight on, a rebuild, and Way of the Crab. Is there anything left to be rebuilt right now? Just the Iron Mine, I guess. And another Kunu Lab, too.
Yeah, rebuild's really good. Where the Crab's really good. Double fight on is really good. So depends on how much you want to eat a dick at the end of the turn, right?
Right.
I think he has to get rid of the Way of the Crab.
You have to take it. You're in a situation where you have no way to defend against it, and you're going to lose either Tadakatsu or the Emperor.
Yeah, it's just too much value leaving play from that, and you know, even though it sucks to leave those other three cars because they're all really good, yeah, you have to take away the crab. You absolutely have to. Like Demagogue, unfortunately, is gonna either takes it or he has to play around and eat it the entire game, and that is a big weakness of his deck. Big weakness.
Yeah, chat's saying 3 rebuilds and 16 cards. It's not even the rebuilds, honestly. It's the 3 Cooney Labs that he's already seen in the top half of his dynasty too, right?
Yeah, MoZi's drawn the nut here. There's no question about that. He's drawn the nut in the top 50% of both of his decks.
The two Watch Commanders, the 2 Wicked Tetsubos.
That's huge.
All 3 rebuilds and 3 Cooney Labs. That's a lot.
Yeah. And on the other hand, Demagogue's lost 2 Mitsus, so you know that's kind of where we're at right now.
Dema has no cheap conflict character. If he attacks, he's screwed, right? Because
oh shit, he discards the fight on. Oh shit. All right, so Demagogue has 2 conflicts. He's gonna have to make it count, baby. This Hisuki's gonna get bowed, and I imagine Shinsei's last hope will get broken now.
Yeah, and Eric also just pointed out if Demagogue does attack here, MoZi's going to choose water because of Tadakatsu, and that will make him gain a fate and get 2 keepers. I think it is 2 keepers. So that's a really bad idea.
Well, that is assuming
he's not even going to get fate from the ring at that point too.
He can only fight on one person though, so he's gonna if he goes political, he's gonna fight on the student. And if he goes military, he will just Crisis Breaker the Crisis Breaker.
Right. And so, we are going to see the water attack.
Okay, so I think actually we'll see an all-in defense here. We'll see the fight on, and we'll see the Crisis Breaker.
Well, we can't see the fight on because they got discarded, right?
Oh, true. Yes, we can't. You're absolutely right. Sorry, I for some reason assumed that he'd taken away the crab.
Yeah. So actually,
that was just.
Yeah, and so it is just going to be the Yasuki here, and the Water Ring actually will be able to get off in time.
He's going to not defend. He's going to just put the Crisis Breaker in. This is clever, and use his own Yasuki to attack back.
Right. Well, he's not even going to put the Crisis Breaker in.
No, he isn't. This is actually really smart. So now he can go the second Wicked Tetsubo trigger.
Well,
he did not.
No, he's not going to be able to get it because right now in this situation, whenever he attacks, right, he can go ahead and use the Mystic to take off that second Wicked Tetsubo.
Oh, true.
Plus, if the Crisis Breaker stands itself back up in the conflict, then the Emperor can go ahead and bow him there.
Okay, so we have got 3 very good rings here. And Fate. Would a Fate for Demagogue save him? Now, he has no playable conflict characters, right?
He has no conflict characters, yes.
Yeah, okay, so nothing is saving this Tadakatsu at the end of the turn. This Tadakatsu is dead, baby.
Yeah, so smart stuff here by Jared. Going to attack the Midnight Rebels.
Yeah, instead of the monk standy stronghold.
Yes.
Really good.
He does get the fate out the Void Ring, but what this does mean also is that Demagogue is going to get a fate from from Keeper of Void here, and I don't think Demagogue has keepers. Oh, he has 1 keeper actually. So.
Oh my God, and that will save him. That will save him. But
that actually saves him. So maybe no attack was actually the best thing to do here for Jared.
Keeper of Void will, but he still needs to win this conflict. So he has an Emperor Bow, and then he needs to be able to outstat.
Which he can't. We've already seen his.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, it is military, right? So yeah. He has to outstat.
He has to have a pump.
Well, no, he can bow the Crisis Breaker with the Emperor.
If he does that as his first move, that's bad. So he has. So what I would do now, like I think what he has to do is actually first action. Well, first action he can do whatever he wants, but the second action has to be to remove the Tetsubo from the Crisis Breaker, which is inevitably going to come in. So right now it is 3 versus 3.
I don't think he needs to remove the Tetsubo here, actually. As long as he still has one character standing at the end of the conflict, he'll still win the. Well,
He does have to remove the Tetsubo.
Yeah, he does have to get rid of it. You're right.
If he passes this action, Jared instantly passes and wins the Void Ring, which is like good game. That's just game over right there. So he needs to perform an action, which is it's X then remove Tetsubo, or he can just remove the Tetsubo and the Mystic straight away.
Correct. Yeah. So maybe he can probably pump the Swordsmith, like put like a katana or something on it.
Yeah, that.
Well, no,
that would be the.
I think all the katanas are out on this Tadakatsu right now, so maybe that doesn't work.
Banzai? Maybe it's a Banzai then. Does he have a Banzai? How many Banzai has Demagogue on? I assume 3.
I would imagine not 3. If I had to guess, I think it might be 0.
All right. Whoa, this is going to be super awkward then. Because this Mystic has to die to get rid of that untriggered second Wicked Tetsubo.
I'm taking a look at the deck list right now. It is in fact 0.
Oh, okay.
But he does have another katana. So if you can put a katana on the Swordsmith, then he is probably okay here. So you can put a katana on Swordsmith. The Crisis Breaker comes in. You Mystic the Tetsubo that wasn't used already, and then you bow with Emperor, and you win the conflict.
Yes.
Although MoZi does still have the rebuild left, so he can still rebuild this other Kuni lab. So you actually might need a little more stat than that.
This is close. This is really, really tight and close.
3 Banzai, 1 Void. No, he doesn't have 3 Banzai. He has 0 Banzai. Seal with Hurricane Punch, possibly. He has 8 cards though. We've already seen 1 Seal come out. We've already seen 1 Hurricane Punch, and we've already seen the Void Fist actually. So.
Yeah. Hurricane Punch will do it.
But he needs the Seal. Neither of these 2 are monks. So deep thoughts from Demagogue here. He has to figure out a way around this Tetsubo and this Crisis Breaker. Oh, he actually hasn't defended yet.
To defend. This is weird. He has to defend this, right? You just wouldn't pick the Void Ring if you weren't going to defend this.
Yeah, so no defense and just Emperor? Okay.
Okay, so now he can't Crisis Breaker.
Right, but he also doesn't get the Keeper Fate or the Keeper.
Yeah, so this is kind of just whatever now.
Right. So
no, he's playing to get 2 rings this turn, and then he's just gonna eat whatever it is that he eats. So maybe Dem is thinking, I just need to break provinces at this point.
Yeah, I guess he just wants to catch up. He needs to get some kind of fate.
He is going to break a second province this turn, by the looks of it. So he chose to discard the fight on, so this has to be his line. He has to just be like, I need to break 2 provinces, or I'm 100% going to lose this game.
Right. And so right now, I guess you have to go after one of these Kuni Lab provinces. You know that there's still a rebuild left, but taking it down from 2 to 3, or from 3 to 2 rather, is pretty big.
Yeah. And we see Fire Ring chosen, which, despite the huge fate on it, is probably the right call here, since at this point is on the Mystic. We see Fertile Fields, which is good for MoZi. He gets his card.
Okay. Well, let's see what that card is, though.
He had a 1 in 3 chance of it being a good hit, because that option was Upholding Authority worst hit, and then Fertile Fields second worst, and Shameful is best. So Demagogue breaks his second, and one of those pesky labs is gone. That matters with the last rebuild in hand, but you've got to try, haven't you?
Right. And like I said before, two Kuni lives is definitely better than having three Kuni lives.
We know that there's the cloud of the mind in hand
Yeah.
here.
Also, one thing to note too is that the Emperor can redirect the rebuild, I think, and just go have him target the Iron Mine instead. So he can save himself from having this. I think that's right, correct?
What? Sorry.
He can use the Emperor to redirect rebuild. Not this turn, obviously, but in a future turn.
Oh, yes, he could. Yeah, he could do that. Well, okay, so this is interesting. I don't know why he didn't play Cloud on the Tadakatsu there and attack Void and get his keeper back, and knock one of his characters off. Well, potentially, I guess the rebuild's still active, but at least that protects you from the way of the crab, and you get the break.
Well, he couldn't have clouded Tadakatsu if he didn't have fate.
Oh yeah, no, he didn't have fate. Sorry, yeah, exactly. Ignore me. Ignore me. That was the entire problem.
Yes, that was in fact the problem. So now Tadakatsu's gonna die here.
Tadakatsu's going to eat Way of the Crab from this Yasuki that didn't do much apart from get Way of the Crab. But I guess that's all you need your Yasuki to do sometimes. You practically hear MoZi salivating.
Yeah, there it is, Way of the Crab.
Yeah.
Now Tadakatsu is dead. So
Yeah,
Demagogue really
that-
has to find a way to survive this next turn. If he does not, then he is most certainly dead.
He's got a lot of horrible looking attachments against him, and that is not the flip you want to see from your crab opponent.
Yeah, there's an envoy. There's two little sack dudes, and also Yakumo. That's huge.
And also your box that you haven't got as well.
Yeah.
And you could probably actually just switch your bids here as
Oh,
well.
okay. Cycle of Rebirth is nice, but that also turns up a a student of anatomies.
That's nice.
All right, so now Demagogue is sitting here with the Tranquil Philosopher, Mia Mystic, and Doom Shugenja. So there is a monk to buy.
It was awful. If that fertile field drew a second Way of the Crab.
That would have been terrible. I think we would have seen it at this point. I think MoZi would have just gone ahead and sacrificed the student.
Yeah, 100%. You're just like, boy. I think you can probably afford to switch bids here as well if you're MoZi. I don't hate that.
Yeah, I think. Well, I don't know. I think you sort of have Demagogue on the. I mean, if Demagogue buys the Tranquil Philosopher, then you're probably not going to dishonor him. But you still have enough of a chokehold on him to where you don't want to give him any ways back into the game. I think your board is strong enough to where.
That's true. Yeah, you've got Wicked Tetsubo and 2 Watch Commanders down, and there's no real need to switch those bids. Guess we're just waiting to see. I assume we're going to see this Mystic get bought.
You have to buy it.
It's a really, really important Mystic right now.
Yeah, and you are first player, so you can go ahead and Mystic before the second student if MoZi buys it.
Yeah. Which he could do. He's got more than enough standing fate. I don't think I bother buying this second student, to be honest with you.
I don't know if it hurts necessarily. I mean, I don't know. I think you can buy it on 0, and then that's decent enough. Like you'll still have 2 fate left over. I don't think you're really jonesing for fate anymore after you played both your Wicked Tetsubos already.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Oh, he's gonna buy it on 2. Okay.
Just buy it. We're gonna see another redirect on Student of Anatomies.
Yeah. So buying on 2 is totally fine. Because of the downpour master.
Yeah. And you're almost certainly getting some fate off a ring this turn. Both of those rings, very good. We are just going to see if Dema.
Oh, he didn't buy the Mystic.
Bid 1-5 there. Oh.
That seems like a mistake.
Okay. Yeah, that does seem like a mistake. That was a bad joke.
That was a stretch. It was quite the stretch, I think.
Yeah, it was a little much. It was a little heavy-handed.
Quite. All right, Dema thinking long and hard on this bid here. Bidding 1 is obviously ideal, so that way you don't die to honor.
We see YOLO from MoZi. Let's get it. Or if you want the medieval version of YOLO, you can always have YOLOth.
YOLOth.
From a big yeah.
What is the TH?
It's just it's medievaling it, isn't it?
Yeah, I suppose so.
There's no secret.
there's no actual rhyme or reason to
that. No. It's more like, forsooth, that kind of language. Ye olde, right? I watched a short YouTube video about the English longbow today, and then immediately started Googling where I could buy an authentic English longbow. Literally carved from yew, which is what they were historically made from.
Did you find
They are really expensive.
I did. Yeah. So I mean,
Yeah. It took seconds to find.
It's crazy, something like that would probably not be actually worth that much in the past, but nowadays.
Well, nowadays it's like $1,000 if you want an English longbow.
Yeah. Oh, Way of the Dragon comes out on the Tranquil Philosopher, which is going to allow him to move another fate.
Damn, son. Way of the D. No fate for MoZi, much fate for Tranquil Potato. He's actually just got 2 honor from that as well. Woof. Nice little bit of equity there from that Tranquil Potato. Demagogue has done what he can to try and stay in this game.
Yeah, he is.
Do you think he has a chance then?
Do I think he has a chance?
Yeah.
Hell no. But I think that he is. If he can navigate this turn somehow and somehow survive, then I think that perhaps yes. But I also think that there's very, very, very little chance of him being able to survive this.
I think you kind of need Jared to make a big mistake, and I'm not sure what that mistake even looks like. Right. It would have to be just like catastrophic. Like I accidentally clicked through and passed every single thing that I was trying to do. Not declared all in with everyone on my first conflict. Right, here we go. What have we got here? Tranquil Patat coming in hot.
Quick shout out to the people who followed me today. SS Spore and Prescient JE. Thank you for following. And thank you for the people who subbed over the weekend. I wasn't even streaming, but I got a couple of subs.
Oh, well, we see the Tranquil Potato walk straight first into arguably the worst province.
In fact, the thing that is going to potato it.
The thing that allows him his namesake.
Yes. Embrace your destiny, Tranquil Potato. You were born for this.
You were. You must have divined this on the cosmic energies that you are so connected to, being a monk and all that.
Yeah. One nice thing is that MoZi was courteous enough to give him... Oh, no, actually, I forgot the Holly Hudson's not there, so he was able to actually go ahead and attack this Void. And that's pretty good. It's a lot of fate, and that's something that he definitely needs, for sure, to be able to survive this turn. Still just the one keeper in the bin.
So the slightly concerning thing for Demagogue is that Oishi is going to trigger here.
Yes.
So
If
you could actually
okay, well that's
ignore the deck.
if in fact there is nothing that Demagogue can do to win the conflict.
I don't know if he can. You know, I mean, I could be mistaken.
Okay, so here's some cards.
All right, let's playing some shit. Here we go. First would be really good, just more than having one copy of it. Quite interesting because I actually think these two decks are probably the best decks in the meta, or close to it. Some like it's one of these two dragon decks. Whether it's this one or Test, I don't know. I don't know enough about Dragon to make that call.
Okay,
And
interesting that you think
it's
that
some
this deck is better than
Crab.
Kravitz, right? Or unless you still consider this to be Kravitz, just a
No, this deck isn't Kravitz. This is more just a mid-range Berserker thing. But I just think it's either this one or MoZi's version of this, where he's put City of the Rich Frog instead of Shinzei in there, and it's got Heated Guardians and shit. So it's more like this deck and the City of the Clouds deck combined into one deck. He has that version. But I think it's pretty telling. I mean, look, you know, MoZi's an excellent player, and this deck has to be pretty strong if he's found himself in the finals, right?
yeah. No, I mean it's certainly quite good.
Quite good.
Quite.
Okay, so we're seeing things played.
Many things are being played here. We could see a duelist training come out.
And unfortunately, old Crisis Breaker still higher in military than old Tranquil Patat. But Tranquil Patat has got to break this province. I am kind of dying to know what the two cards we don't know are. So student blanks.
He blanks Crisis Breaker. So I guess he thinks he can win this conflict because if you don't think you can win,
he's going to try bow the Crisis Breaker and not allow it to come back in, right?
Yeah.
That's the maneuver now.
I would say, you know, if you weren't going to, if you didn't think you could win the conflict, you go ahead and blank Oishi.
Yeah.
Choosing the high house now.
Okay, yeah, here we go. We are going to see this Crisis Breaker bow.
Yeah, I almost wonder if MoZi has a common cause in hand too. That would be awful.
Yeah.
Does student blank? Okay, it's just a printed text box. Okay. All right, so here's the rebuild coming out.
He must have baited the Emperor with the student. Then that's what I feel he was doing there.
Well, he had to. There was no choice for him but to. It's not really a bait, right? He just had no choice but to go ahead and use it on.
Yeah, because otherwise the student just blanks the Emperor, right?
Right.
So yeah. So not a bait. It's a literal. You have to do this. Oh mate, we see a duelist training come down. There it is. So Tranquil Potato is a mighty 9. And this Crisis Breaker is a 7.
Alright, yeah, and so he can actually bow both characters here. Using the Tranquil Philosopher. Here's Duelist Training. He's going to draw 2 cards off this too. So smart choice choosing to use to bow the Yasuke first.
Yeah, and then you get the... okay, so is Where the Dragon giving him 2 duelist training?
Yes.
Oh wow. Okay, yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, each of the attached characters triggered abilities, and so duelist training gives the ability to the character.
Yeah, so here's the catch. Yeah, if MoZi has a common cause, you just tax him for this break, and then you stand up the Crisis Breaker, and then I guess win the game.
Yes.
Because that Wicked Tetsubo is still on.
Yeah. So Demagogue could potentially draw a Let Go here. He's only played 1 so far. Oh no, he's played 2. He played 2.
He's I
So
see.
he
Yeah.
could
So
potentially find the third one.
yeah, it is statistically unlikely, but he could do it, and that would be huge. Demagogue playing like a madman here.
Yeah, he is in fact what they call the mad scientist.
Is yeah, he's never one
The
that
mad
goes
Syrian,
down
actually.
quietly. This would be a hell of a fucking comeback if he did it. You know, I think everyone that's been watching this game
Yeah.
comfortably say that MoZi's been leading the entire time since turn one, really.
I mean, like I
since the first
said, to like this, if Demagogue survives his turn somehow, then I think that he definitely is in a very good position. But I also don't think that he's going to be able to survive this turn. So he could prove me wrong. All right, so he's winning the conflict here. He's not breaking yet. So
I mean, it's a MoZi. MoZi. I've been thinking about this. MoZi's going to walk into Sanctuary next turn, and that means that this thing is going to be
here,
yeah, it's going to be a 5-5 and in the conflict, right?
right?
And MoZi, high on military, he's better on political. Yeah, he could maybe break political. Way to get the Wicked Tetsubo into the conflict, then that's pretty much an automatic GG. But yeah, really does depend. So we see another Dragon Tattoo come down.
Okay. Does he have a policy debate? That would be pretty big right here too.
Policy debate is fucking massive here.
So he's at a 3 political. So he's gonna actually. He can't policy debate any of these things.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, there's literally not enough honor. Just auto ties, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. You could policy debate here, and you could go for the YOLO big brain bid.
That would be
But
very,
then both
very
players
risky.
bid 5.
That would be insane
Yeah.
risky.
Getting your hand policy debated here is like so huge. Both players probably just bid 5, right?
Yeah, and you sort of just negate it at that point. For both of them, it's way too risky to go ahead and not bid 5.
Yeah.
Unless MoZi wants to be cute and go for the
Yeah,
one
that is it though. That's the kid. He could just like 1 bid, the 5 bid, and then just try dishonor him out. MoZi is letting Shameful break. There we go.
Yeah,
We're gonna see now. We're gonna see the common cause. I think this is what we're gonna see.
Okay, yeah. So
It has to be. We haven't seen one all game.
yeah,
Void hits the it hit Oishi. Who did it hit?
he hit the Crisis Breaker.
Hit the Crisis Breaker. Sorry, yeah. Okay, so really, it's going to come down to whether or not Jared has a common cause. If you do, I think I just common cause that Yasuki, slight mistake, and I go all in political with the lab out at his box, and I just Wicked Tetsubo the biggest thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that is my line right there.
So actually, I mean, even with just going political here, all in. So how much does he have? He has 5, 4. So that's 9.
He's gonna
11,
he is
13.
he's got the
11, 14
Yeah.
political. So you can just all in here. I think potentially just win. There is still a duelist training left to bow one of these characters, and so probably buying the student of anatomies here.
He's only going in with 3. I
Interesting.
don't like this. Rebels? Okay, right.
Yeah, Hante has a bow, and the duelist training is a bow. So.
Okay, right.
And he went to Rebels. You didn't go to. You
Yeah,
didn't,
no, okay, yeah. So he's going to go on his second conflict then. He's going to ready the Crisis Breaker. But this is risky now. Can Demagogue break box with a keeper on political? That's basically impossible.
No, it's definitely not possible.
Yeah, it's impossible, and I think actually he's just beaten by a single card. Because you would block with this student of anatomy that's standing. You know, he's got the Emperor bow, but that's just undone by like Elegant Tesson or Common Cause or literally anything. Right?
But the one thing also though is that this also means that MoZi probably can't break on Stronghold either. He's going in with all these characters here.
Because
And
he'll have the Crisis Breaker with Wicked Tetsubo.
yes, but we have the Hante Bow for that too. We have the Hante
Oh, yeah,
Bow, and we have the Tranquil Philosopher Bow,
I'll say about.
and
Oh,
the Duelist
true.
Training.
Oh, true. That is a bit of a pickle.
Yeah. So I think actually, if you're Demagogue, you don't block this.
Wait, hold on. You're going to get keepers from this.
Oh, you're right. Yes.
Yeah. So hold on, we're forgetting that. So those keepers, yeah, are fine. You're ready for the Crisis Breaker.
Oh, it's 3 keepers. It's just 2.
Yeah, and realistically, Demagogue could go political with one of these characters. 4 cards in hand. What does he? Is he running fans? I guess he's running fans. Maybe he isn't running fans. What political buffs does he have? Hands of Dan.
Just Court Games, I think. Court Games, a new name. Way of the Dragon.
Well, there's two new names on that Tranquil, so he has court games. So he can't break at all unless he sends both characters, and MoZi doesn't defend.
Right. So I think actually, well, let's see. So MoZi would be coming in military here. So there's the Student, the Crisis Breaker, and the 2 keepers. The Tranquil Philosopher by himself is 7. So you can bow the Crisis Breaker and the Student. Defend with both the Doom Shigenja and the Keeper, and I think you don't die here. Oh, he had Common Cause. Okay, well, whatever. Now it's over.
So I was going to say. Okay, so that's actually kind of so interesting. Interesting. All right, this is a tense turn because I do think that if Demagogue can make it through this turn, he's advantaged. I think he's in a winning position.
So maybe a weird slight misplay here is that I think that well, actually no, it's okay. It's never mind. High House is only for events, so it wouldn't even matter if you saved the High House for strong defense.
But the Wicked Tetsubo, Demagogue is he going to do it?
Demagogue really needed to buy this Mia Mystic, I think.
Yeah, that Mystic was very important this turn. Wicked Tetsubo is really complicated,
Right.
the thought process.
No,
right?
but the other issue is that I don't think he would have been able to break this the Shameful without the 2 fate for the other Dragon Tattoo too. So just a quandary of sorts.
No, because he would have had 1 extra stat. He would have been down a stat from the second Dragon Tattoo because he would have had the Mystic instead, and he would have been breaking 10 to 7.
Right.
So it would have been fun. Yeah. Okay, military, all in at the box. Here we go, and it's going to be an all-in defense as well. But ultimately, it's kind of irrelevant because you can just bid to the Duelist Training bow is just gonna bow. I don't know. It's like a keeper.
Yeah, you have to do it now though.
You have to.
That has to be your first action before you get Tetsubo'd.
Yeah. As he can only play 3 cards, so I guess we will see.
Yeah. So okay. So smart.
Something's bowing. To 3. Okay, so we're going to probably see that the difference paid in cards there.
Yeah, 2 Mantra Fires. That's totally fine.
Absolutely fine. No problems with that. Oushi gets bowed. Now we are going to see Tetsubo on the highest military, which is
about this. Oh, he's not breaking right now. Actually, I forgot. Because High House Light has 3 strength.
Oh wow.
Oh, Way of the Crab. Okay.
Okay, that's big. So
I mean, you kill the Emperor here, right? You have to kill the Emperor.
Yeah. I think you also had to sacrifice that. Oh, he doesn't want to. I think he should have sacrificed Oushi. That was a mistake there. I know she's contributing a Watch Commander, but 2 cards. It's impossible to kill him with Watch Commander there. Yep, Emperor goes. It's Jared's last card.
He said
Derp.
derp.
Yeah, derp. Derp indeed. Big derp. Still, though, the Emperor gone, that makes the
That makes things a little bit easier for Jared, but
yeah.
what it also means though is that Demagogue is alive.
It is. Jared has first turn here. He has a Cooney Labs and he has more Fate. But he is. I think we're going to see 2 5-bids now. Wow, what a turnaround! That was big. That was big.
Wild.
Demagogue got to the end of the turn.
Oh, and there's Mitsu too. Not that Mitsu really matters in this situation, but Jared is first. He can go ahead and he got both Cooney Labs back.
Yeah. Okay, well, I mean that's that, isn't it? Mitsu can no. Oh, both Watch Commanders are gone.
Yeah, both Watch Commanders are gone. Oh, here's a Butcher of the Fallen though.
Yep. That'll do it.
All right, I think as Demagogue, you have to go ahead and shuffle one of these Cooney Labs back.
I could also potentially shuffle Season of War back. Season of War here sucks.
It definitely sucks, but I also think that Jared may not want to shuffle his discard his own Cooney Labs. Right? He's out of rebuilds at this point.
Doesn't have rebuilds. He spent all 3, so that's also true. Though they can't block the Butcher of the Fallen.
Yeah, he can't block the Butcher of the Fallen with
so his best character isn't going to be in the conflict. You definitely play this sweet Gallant Courtmaster.
So actually, he can still get in with Hawktatsu or Form Invitation. So those are 2 ways for him to get in still.
Yeah, that's true. How many Hawktatsus is he running? Because we've definitely seen.
I think he's on
1.
3. I have to imagine he's on 3.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's 3. 3 and 1 Form Invitation. We've only received 1. Okay. Now you go ahead and cycle Rebirth. I think you have to cycle a Rebirth. There's just too many stats. Potentially.
Oh man, this game is so crazy. And what is he gonna? If he gets like, I'm just thinking what the absolute best result from this Kynden Heater would be. Probably like a Vanguard Warrior. Yeah, Cooney Labs goes back into the deck.
Did he reshuffle the Cooney Lab?
I
mean,
that didn't work. It should.
Is it still bugged right now?
That looks like a bug.
Oh, it can get the same card.
Huh?
Apparently, you can still get the same card for the Cycle of Rebirth.
Yeah. I'm just gonna read Cycle of Rebirth real quick. The Cycle of Rebirth got shuffled back in, so I can't. All right. What's the exact wording on?
It did work before, so yeah. So all the Jigoku people in chat right now are saying that.
Do you shuffle it and then draw?
Yeah, you shuffle and then you draw.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, that's mega
Demagogue
for Demagogue.
Yeah, it was a 1 in 6 chance. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, it wasn't a bug. Yeah, not a bug. My bad. Yeah, so Demagogue ultimate low roll there. That's really actually impressive if you watch this back, Stephanos. The odds, not a high percentage of that happening.
You 5-bid here as Demagogue? Yeah, you have to.
They both have to 5-bid. They both have to 5-bid. It's
I I think
I can't believe that cycle of rebirth. Sorry, that's so fucked. I'd be so pissed off right now. Oh my god. Okay, so what is MoZi doing?
He did 2.
Okay.
Okay. I guess he's just really confident in his ability to win this conflict on board. So how many stats is this right now? So 3, 6, 9.
Oh,
15,
I hate that
8,
bit. I hate that. I hate
17.
that bit.
And 19. 19 on military can come in here, and only the Mitsu can block.
Yeah, but we have to assume Hawk to 2. You
Yeah.
have to assume he's going to have the cards that allow him to win. So what's the worst case scenario? 7 for 11 military represented on board, and then another 1 from the Hawk to 2 that would pull it in. So that's 12, and then another 6 cards. So yeah, unless, have we seen both the Wicked Tetsubos? Yeah, they're gone. Yeah, I don't know, man. That seems risky, that 2-bid. And keep him with 2 labs, it's a bit
right.
ballsy.
It doesn't make any sense for him to bid 2 here, also because of the Trait for Philosopher, right? So even if he bid 1, he's not going to dishonor him.
Yeah.
And he can just go ahead and gain 2 fate with the Trait for Philosopher's ability.
Yeah, no,
Or it's not 2 fate, 2 honor, sorry.
Yeah, like that bid just don't.
So Chad's saying, yeah, he's drawn 31 cards at this point. It's definitely very likely for him to have another Hawk Tattoo.
And he realizes it now as well. MoZi's forgot about the Philosopher. Yeah. You know, this is the sort of thing that the crab deck does, isn't it? It threatens dishonor all game, but it doesn't usually win that way.
Right. It doesn't push you
usually
all the way. It just puts you at a point where you can't do anything else.
And actually pursuing the dishonor victory, in my personal experience, is often a recipe for disaster. You kind of like tunnel in, and then players can like play themselves. Okay, so Mitsu gets blanked.
Sure.
And I've just been disconnected.
You've been disconnected?
Still... Yeah, it might just be my internet.
Yeah,
so...
the internet sounds like it's shorting out right now.
Okay, right.
Oh, no, I've been disconnected.
Oh. Ah, fuck.
Oh, not like this.
Oh. Oh, sad times.
Oh no, not like this.
Well, hold on. We know what the characters had in their hands, so we can probably figure this out.
We can probably parse it out, right? Yeah. So, oh boy.
Yes, that is a fucking real crazy end. And also, Demagogue is probably within his. Hold on. What's Arash saying here?
Server still seems up.
Well, let's just jump on over here.
I'm gonna leave it open until. I'm gonna leave it open until someone says otherwise that this game is closed.
Yeah, I mean, Demagogue and MoZi are both. It is a redo. It's totally up to the players, really. It's just strictly a redo, isn't it? Because unless they want to settle it with a hand pass, then that's that, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, Demagogue might opt for that, but he also might not, and I would totally understand if he didn't want to do that.
Reconnect has failed. So
yeah.
We'll leave it in this board state right now.
I mean, if you got a screenshot, I've got a screenshot.
For science
Happy
here,
day.
yeah.
Yeah, for science. Yeah, I would quite like to pass the hands anywhere. Yeah, I guess Hawk to do is pretty massive, and there's a very high chance he does have it as well because he's on 10 conflict cards. He's running 3 copies.
Right.
That was a really great final, though. That was the stuff that good finals are made out of.
MoZi could have fight on or common cause. He did lose 2 fight ons already, and he played
Plus
1
2
common
fight
cause.
on. No, I feel actually, do you know, you might hate me for saying this on stream, but
Okay.
that bid there was a little bit of a throw, I think.
I think so too. We did talk about this already, actually.
Yeah. Sorry, carry on, Dan.
Yeah, no. I mean, we talked about the fact that there was no reason for him to go for the honor pressure there because he was out of watch commanders.
Yeah.
He could potentially have another one, right? He's on 3. Yeah, he's on 3 watch commanders. Maybe he has another one, whatever. But the fact
That's true.
that
Actually, if he has the last watch commander in hand, that is something.
Right. But regardless, I think the fact that Demagogue still had the Tranquil Philosopher able to give himself 2 honor, that's already more than enough to sort of keep him afloat there.
Yeah, and I agree. It was a slight throw on that last turn, but Jamar is just seeing what the players want to do. So we may have a result for you guys. We may not. We will see.
Yeah. So stand by for the time being, guys. In the meantime, should we watch some jellyfish?
Oh fuck yeah! You know I'm always down for jellyfish.
Actually, I'm going to show you another video. I was just watching this earlier. Actually, it's unrelated to jellyfish, but while we're all right, yeah, I don't see a game back up right now. So guys, if you were tuning in, looking for the results, I think we're still waiting. Yes, we will post in the decision in the Discord channel. I have a ping. We need a screen capture at the end of the game. We're gonna roll and see a damage draws a hot tattoo by using Hurricane Punch on me. Okay.
Oh, so he didn't have a Hawk Tattoo. He had a Hurricane Punch.
Okay.
All right.
So let's see if we can provide them that screenshot. So let me go check my VOD.
I actually, of the game state?
Yes.
Is that what that's for? I've got it. Yeah.
Oh, you have it? Okay. Can you send us?
There we go. Yeah. It's in the appropriate channel.
Okay.
There we go. That was the board state.
So crazy though that Demagogue did not draw a second Hawk Tattoo.
Yeah. Are they dice rolling here? Of drawing a Hawk Tattoo? Yeah, he drew 1. He had 2 left in the deck. Yeah. Okay. Right. It's like quite straightforward though, really. If like Demagogue didn't have exactly a Hawk Tattoo, it was game over,
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
He needed the Hawk Tattoo. He's revealed he didn't have it in the hand. He had a Hurricane Punch.
Right.
So it would have been a Mitsu at strength 6 versus the rest of that board, and he would have needed to draw Hawk Tattoo off it.
I see Will has joined the chat now because I called him out for not liking the Final Fantasy, but apparently Arash was embellishing, and he didn't actually not enjoy it. I do think, Will, you'll like it more as you get further along in the game.
Oh yeah, I recently discovered what the word waifu meant.
A waifu, yes.
I don't know why I have an amazing memory. Demagogue had 10 cards left in his deck. and two hawk to twos. So he had a 1 in 5 chance to draw it.
Why would I believe Arash about anything? Well, he is a. I do trust him to have some level of integrity. He is a teacher.
Yeah. Arash is I do say Bay. I say Bay over Waifu. Waifu is just the actual concept of Waifu seems like real weeby to me.
It is super weeby. Yes.
I mean, like, there's obviously a level of weebiness that we all indulge in. You know, just by playing this game, you're on the spectrum.
And it is waifu, not waifu.
And that's even worse.
It is the transliteration of the word wife.
Hey, we're gonna roll a d10. There we go.
Oh, I think it'd be a. Yeah, I guess it's a D10. I guess even or no. He had a 2 in 10 chance to draw it off the Hurricane Punch, or actually he could draw another Hurricane Punch too, right? Or was he out of Hurricane Punches at that point? I know he played one early. I think he already spent 2 Hurricane Punches.
Get D5s? D5s don't exist, do they?
No, you can't have a 5-sided dice.
Yeah, you can have a 10-sided dice there. Well, guys, this is exciting.
Alright, this is it. It's gonna come down to a dice roll here. Maybe we should do this on stream. This live dice rolling action.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can use RNG 1 through 5. You cannot actually roll a 5-sided dice though.
I mean, it should be on a D10 though, because there was 2 copies of the cards. It's not. Do you know what I mean? We're not rolling for a percentage. We are in a position where we can just. No such thing as a D5 dice, as Arash just proves to himself there.
Chat is revolting against Arash's.
Yeah, okay, take that fucked up shit. Jesus, the dragon's turning on each other like piranha fish here. Yeah.
Well, you have admin rights. You can do as you please to Arash.
Arash getting booed out of the room here. Okay, well, this exciting dice roll that concludes March Madness is Does Let Go do anything? No, Let Go wouldn't do anything without
Oh, Let Go.
Okay, doesn't do it.
MoZi had a tattooed wander, but I think it doesn't matter as long as he has the hawk tattoo.
Okay, yeah, no, because he couldn't covert Mitsu, and the butcher just takes out the rest. So the tattooed wanderer Let Go interaction doesn't matter.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So Demagogue saying he would have another punch in the deck.
I thought he didn't because he played one.
He played 3, didn't he?
No, he had 1, and he had the other one in hand.
What he had? He'd only played 1. Okay. No, he doesn't. He definitely didn't.
Yeah, I remember him playing 1 very early. He played 1 on the Doom Shugenja. Yeah, you could just play another game at this point in time. You know, it seems very asinine to do the dice roll.
It's really very simple. There's 1 card that saves him.
Yes.
He just needs to roll a d10. If you wanna do it that way, you just pick 2 arbitrary numbers that represent drawing the hawk to 2. If he gets it, then you can be like, all right, cool. Play out the rest of the conflict. If you don't, then it's GG, right?
Right.
To be honest, it's up to whether they want to actually play a game or not. Oh, Mitsu was blanked. Right. Okay, I hear what you're saying. Mitsu was fucking blanked. That's true. He could covert the Mitsu. Okay, so then this doesn't matter. Then none of this matters. Because he could only Hawk Tattoo in one of the characters.
Right, but I think all he needed was just the one. He just needed the Tranquil Philosopher, and that was fine. Is why this, I think, is even a dispute in the first place.
What can the Tranquil Philosopher do? It came down to stats. Like, I don't think he actually just has enough stats.
Right, he can bow twice. Because he had duelist training on.
He can bow what, sorry?
He can bow 2 things with the duelist training. So the Tranquil Philosopher had duelist training on him. He can bow twice because he had...
No. Yeah, but wait, hold on. Listen, none of that matters because he doesn't have a character. Okay, so this is over. You tattooed Wanderer, the blanked Mitsu, yeah? So Mitsu can't be a defender.
Okay.
The Keeper can't be a defender, and the Tranquil Philosopher cannot be a defender.
Right, that's
so
what I'm saying.
He has
if he has the Hawk Tattoo, then that's what changes it.
Saying he didn't have the Hawk Tattoo.
Right.
He said he was asking if he could Hurricane Punch. Sorry, just a rash. It's 5-sided dice. Okay, no. Okay, listen.
Wait, I don't understand what's.
Shoot! There's no monk in the conflict. There's no monk. They've all been coverted. Can't declare either the Keeper or the. So Demagogue can play Hurricane Punch on MoZi's monk. Right. Okay. I still don't think you can actually bow another force.
Well, you can bow 2 forces there, and then...
No, it does not break, apparently. Right, okay.
Yeah.
Fuck, there we go. I mean... Sure. If incredibly unlikely route, stopping MoZi from just saying I didn't declare the Keepers. This is ridiculous.
Right. Please roll a d5 on screen. I'm not rolling a d5. This doesn't exist. I'm going to RNG it. I'm anti this thing. So here we go. Random.org. All right, 1 to 5. Here we go. Ready, guys?
Wait, hold on. Have the players agreed to this?
This is what they decided. Yes,
all right,
it's very
dumb.
All right, ready, guys? I'm gonna zoom in on it too. Woo! All right, and we're gonna hit generate. So it's one. What is it? It's one Demagogue wins and 2 to 5 MoZi wins. Generate.
Yeah, you need to.
2. Okay, there we go.
MoZi needs to roll a critical miss. Critical miss will do it.
Alright, GG. What a conclusion to this game.
Exceptional result. Exceptional level of play there. That's so good. And that's what it would have come down to anyway.
Yes, it is what it would have come down to anyway. It's unfortunate that we had to go through all this fanfare.
We just viewed it through a much less interesting lens. I'd like to thank random number generators. Oh my god. There it was. So I mean, theoretically, yeah, you can be annoyed about that end, but the only way that MoZi loses that game is if he top decks a Hawk Tattoo off a Hurricane Punch, which would be played on a Keeper Initiate, right? So that skews the math as well. No, well, man, interesting, funny final. That whatever.
What a way to end it. This is sort of reminiscent of what was it? The World Cup last year? What was it? Or the year before? Um, where it was like the Germany versus Sweden game or whatever, and then there was like a misclick that ended up just being the end of Germany. I don't remember exactly what the deal was, but
Yeah,
I don't
well,
know. It's sort of like a disappointing end to what was otherwise a very exciting game.
What was a misclick? Sorry, what wasn't? Oh,
Whatever. I mean, whatever the case was, my point is not that game. My point is more just I think what otherwise would have been very hype ended up sort of tumbling down into this asinine way to decide the game. But
it's five-sided dice. That's really funny, Arash. I can't get over that. It's the absolute hideous abomination of physics. That thing.
there are no physics.
It's like something out of like Lovecraft or Warhammer 40,000 Chaos.
40,000 K, yes. That's many Ks.
40,000 / Chaos faction.
All right. Well, anyway, guys, that's going to be the end of this stream. Today's stream is brought to you by random.org and also by
and the movie hero.
The movie hero and the Phoenix Mantis shrimp. So thank you guys for tuning in. Congratulations to MoZi for winning March Madness.
Well done.
Very good job to Demagogue. Yeah, I'm actually very impressed that Demagogue was able to bring that back so close after what seemed like a completely done and gone game.
Yeah, good shout. Insanity Rises mentions a big shout out to the number 2,
Yes.
Without which we would not even have a result here. So
yeah,
big shout out to the number 2.
Yeah, what does 2 represent here? 2 represents the number that decided the game, the number of Whale crabs that were used on Demagogue, the number of hawk tattoos that Demagogue didn't draw.
It's a really relevant number.
And the number of Mitsus that were discarded. So
keeping his attacking his stronghold at the end there.
Yes. So all right.
How many times he redirected a student of anatomy's trigger?
Yes. So all right. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and close up the stream. I'm probably gonna have to edit this VOD a little bit so it doesn't have weird random copyrighted stuff in the middle of it. But guys, regardless, thank you guys for tuning in, and we will see you around some other time.
Take care, everyone. It was a lot of fun. We'll be back for more content at some point.
Yes.